Welcome to Parenting Your Sensitive Child. Parenting a highly sensitive child can feel overwhelming, and all the parenting books in the world can only get you so far if your head and your heart are out of alignment with your child's. I'm your host, Julia McGarry. Let's create a new parenting paradigm. Hey y'all, I have a simple but powerful metaphor I want to share with you this week. It's particularly relevant if you've ever felt like your child was manipulating you, picking on you, or even bullying you. In other words, if your child knows how to push your most painful buttons, and it seems like they use that to try to get their way. But before we dive in, I want to share an event that I have coming up in 2 weeks. Next Wednesday, April 12th, I'm hosting a free coffee chat from 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. I've been doing these for a couple of months now, and they are such a great opportunity for you and I to get to know each other a bit better, for you to ask questions, and for you to meet other parents of sensitive kids who are doing this work of changing old patterns and creating a new paradigm for their families. No matter where you are on this journey, you are welcome here. I'll put the link to register in the show notes, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, now I want to talk specifically about how we view triggering behavior in children, especially when it seems like they're being deliberately hurtful. I'm talking about name-calling, physical aggression, insults and threats, and any sort of fit, put that in quotation marks, that seems like a ploy to get their own way. You know, the kind of thing that would have gotten you into so much trouble when you were a kid. For a lot of parents, this kind of behavior puts them into I've got to shut this down mode really fast. The progression, which can happen in an instant, mind you, often looks something like this. The child asks to do something and gets shut down, or they're asked to do something they don't want to do and they lash out physically, verbally, or emotionally. And then the parent has a series of thoughts that might include, they're just trying to get their way, they're trying to manipulate me, this is unacceptable behavior, I've got to shut this down. I have to stand firm. I can't let them get away with this. They know better. And from that cascade of thoughts, the parent feels some big feelings of their own. And then they take action to actually shut the behavior down. And that action might be yelling, punishing, threatening. You know the drill. And some kids, we'll call them puppies, seem like they respond to this. They take in the bigness of their parents' reaction, and they do make a different choice next time, like a puppy trying to please its person. It seems like it works, and we see it around us. It doesn't make it healthy, but it's easy enough to find support for this kind of parenting at a superficial level. The child changes their actions out of fear, and it gets chalked up as effective parenting. Again, I'm putting effective in quotes here. I'm not endorsing this approach, just saying it's easy enough to look around and find evidence that suggests that it works. When you think about the kids this seems to work for, I want to encourage you to think of a puppy who's being reprimanded and actually picture it in your head. Maybe the puppy's like crouched low and cowering, or maybe it's rolled over on its back and being very submissive. There are a lot of kids out there who are like these puppies. And then there are the hedgehogs. These are the kids who might get labeled as problematic, aggressive, manipulative. These are the kids who pull you into power struggles that just escalate even as you're trying to shut it all down. It is so easy to see their actions as hurtful and manipulative. This just fuels the urge to do something about it, to shut it down, to stand up for yourself, to stand up to them. But that just escalates it. And then it just keeps happening. It keeps happening not because they're trying to get their way, but because there's actually something going on for them that the parent isn't seeing. Some hurt, some fear, some embarrassment, or some unmet need. There's something going on that triggers their defensiveness. And like a hedgehog, when they're feeling defensive, their spikes come out. And I will say, if you are parenting a hedgehog, you probably know it. You just might not have thought about it this way before. So I want to invite you, when your child starts to push back, when your child starts to have a big reaction, to visualize, to imagine a little hedgehog in your mind with its spines raised. This is what's going on for them. I really think metaphors like this can be so helpful in shifting our thinking. Your child is not a mini mastermind or a master manipulator. They're a hedgehog with their spikes out. If you can conjure up that image, you can remind yourself that your first job here isn't to teach them a lesson. It's to help them put their spines down. And it's so much easier to help when you're seeing their spines as a defensive measure rather than as an assault. Okay, I hope that you can take this metaphor and run with it. And as always, I hope that you head into the next week peacefully. I hope you have a good week, and I'll talk to you next time. Do you feel like you're parenting 24/7 and you're still not sure your child is getting what they need? Are you ready to stop parenting reactively and start living in partnership with your sensitive child? Are you ready to reclaim time for yourself and time for your dreams? Then you're going to want to explore coaching with me. I help my clients tune out all the noise, better understand their kids, build a parenting strategy that meets their family's specific needs, and do the mindset work necessary to implement that strategy consistently without sacrificing themselves in the process. To get started, just head over to partnerpath.com, click on coaching, and get your free consultation set up. Let's get to know each other.